Life is either going to happen to you or it's going to happen through you. And so when it comes to trying to figure out how to heal our lives, change our lives, fix things in our lives, your stance on life happening to you or life happening through you is going to determine how you come out on this. Thank you, Naomi. I appreciate you. Wow, y'all supporting already. Thank you. Appreciate appreciate your support. Life is either going to happen to you or it's going to happen through you. And depending on what you decide, is going to determine how you're going to be able to heal and become the best version of yourself. The reason why I'm starting with this is because in today's culture, we are living in victim times. Oh my God. If some of you couldn't be a victim, you wouldn't be able to be anything at all. We're living in victim times where people are literally walking around looking for reasons to be victimized, to feel victimized. And social media is not making this better. Everybody offended, everybody's a victim, everybody's mad, everybody's salty. You can literally go viral doing reaction videos off of what somebody else had to say instead of being creative enough to create your own content. It's crazy out here. A bunch of victims. And the reason why many of you have not healed, and the reason why many of you have been in therapy for 20 years is because you've been talking to therapists and counselors who have not only not provided you tools, but have allowed you to play victim. So let me just go ahead and get this out in the air before I open my books in a couple of weeks. If you want to be a victim, do not book your time with me. Don't. You're going to be mad within 10 minutes. There's a whole lot of counselors and therapists and coaches you can talk to where you can cry and whine and be the victim for the next 5-10 years, and they'll gladly take your money and your copay. It don't work like that over here. Well, Doc, you're not going to listen to me and hear what I have to say? Sure I am. How can I help you if I don't hear what you have to say? I'm going to listen to you and hear what you have to say, but what you ain't going to do is spend the next 6 months victimizing yourself and allowing life to happen to you. And this is why many of you haven't changed. And this is why many of you are easily offended. And this is why many of you emotionally are as soft as baby wipes. Because nobody has challenged you to understand that you don't have to live your life as a victim. Let me tell you something. 1999 to 19 I'm sorry, 2019, 2020, when I was going through one of the hardest seasons of my life, let me tell you what I discovered. Most people that see you go through a hard time are actually glad you're going through it. Oh my God. And the ones that aren't glad don't care. They don't care. And this is a sign of the times of this weak generation where we have access to all of this information, but emotionally, you're just as soft as tissue. So we're going to deal with this tonight, and it's going to be fun. We're living in victim times, and more than that, so it is living in victim times that has many of you in counseling and therapy for 8, 10, 15, 5, 6, 7 years, 20 years. And all you do is show up every week talking to your counselor about what's wrong with you and how you're so hurt and how everything is just so bad. Woe is me, yada, yada, yada. So that's one part. And then the other part is we have not learned how to humanize hard times. I want you to put this in the comments, put it in the notes. Humanize hard times. I'm going to explain what I mean when I say humanize hard times. We have become so fragile emotionally that the idea of feeling bad through difficult moments where you have a right to feel bad feels odd. For instance, let me explain it this way. Easiest way to explain it, give you an example. Yeah, I have clients come to me and say, Doc, my divorce, this is a good example. My divorce was just final. It was final last week. I've been crying every day the last 8-9 days, and I don't know what's wrong with me. And because I've been crying for the last 8-9 10 days, I don't know what's wrong with me, and I feel like I'm depressed, and I feel like maybe I should just talk to somebody about getting on medication because this isn't right, and I just can't stop crying. And I say to him or her, well, how long were you married? 15 years. You were married 15 years. Your divorce was final a week ago, and you've been crying every day, and you think that's odd? Yeah. Why do you think that's odd? Because I shouldn't be crying every day, should I? Why wouldn't you cry every day when you were married for 15 years? We have not learned how to humanize the human experience. And until you learn to humanize the human experience, everything is going to be extra and dramatic for you. I want to say this, and this is going to hurt some of your feelings. But can I help you? Some of y'all don't need medication. You just dramatic. Oh my God. I'm going to just let that sink and I'm going to say it again until y'all hear me. Some of you don't need medication. You ain't depressed and it ain't anxiety. You dramatic. Oh, I know you counselors and therapists are mad now. Let me take my glasses off so you can look me in my eyes. Some of y'all don't need no medication. You just dramatic. You know why? Because you have not learned how to humanize the human experience. That guess what, y'all? If we are supposed to laugh with people that laugh, we got to learn how to cry with people that cry. If we are supposed to laugh with people who are doing well, we got to learn how to mourn with people who are having a hard time. Reality is, you have not been taught that. And so every time you go through a period where you're having bad days, because we're so dramatic as a culture, you automatically think stuff like, oh, I need some medication. I'm depressed. Doc, this has to be depression. No, it's your drama. Oh my God. If somebody lies on you and it is somebody you've been in a 30-year friendship with, look what they said on TikTok. Somebody, I won't say their name, said on TikTok, I'm a nurse and they're giving out antidepressants like candy. I ain't making this stuff up. You know why? Because this is a dramatic culture. And we have not taught people how to humanize the human experience. If you had been in a 20-year friendship and you found out that that best friend of yours for 20 years lied on you really bad about something, you have a right to be pissed. If you trusted in your parents or loved ones to be there for you and they let you down and you always showed up for them, you have a right to be upset. And that don't mean you crazy. It does not mean you're dramatic. You're doing too much. And let me tell you something that helped me get through one of the worst seasons of my life. When I learned how to humanize hard times, it helped me to recenter myself mentally and emotionally and realize that it's actually pretty human to go through a hard time and feel like crap. We're going to talk about solutions, but I'm going to get on y'all about these antidepressants first. Don't rush me. It is actually human to feel like crap when you're going through a hard season. And some of y'all better hear this before this really speeds up, because it's about to speed up. Stop being so doggone dramatic. If somebody dies that is close to you and it has been months that you've been crying, it's probably okay. It's probably okay. This is why I believe a lot of you are overly medicated. Now, I've said this before, I'll say it again publicly. This is not to suggest that some people don't need medication. Some people do need medication. There may be times where your depression or your anxiety impacts your ability to function. Then maybe you should be considered for that. But I'm telling you, many of you are overly medicated. Many of you just have a hard day and you just want the doctor to give you something to make you feel better. And unfortunately, a lot of these crazy knucklehead doctors and nurses are doing this. The reality is, you got to learn how to humanize hard times. And when you go to counseling, while I'm on it, when you go to coaching, when you go to therapy, you should be provided tools to get you out of it. Let me just say this. Y'all ain't going to agree with this. Nobody belongs in therapy for 20 years. If you're tuned in tonight and you have been in therapy every week for the last 10 years, something's wrong. Oh my God. Well, Doc, how can you say that you don't know my experience? Because I know therapy, counseling, coaching should provide some tools at some point. And if not, all you got is a pen pal. All you got is a nutty buddy that's just talking to you all day, every day. Many of you have been in therapy for every week for the last 5-10 years. Something's wrong. Will you do the math? There are 52 weeks in a year. 52 times 5 is what? What's that, like 260? Is my math right? Is that right? My son comes by and says, yes, it is. Is that right? 260? 52 times 5, if I'm not mistaken, is 260. That means you have been in 260 sessions and you still got the same problems. Oh my God. How you been in 260 counseling sessions, you got the same problems? No, I'm being honest. I'm asking for myself. How have you been in therapy, 260 therapy sessions in 5 years, and you got the same problem? Now, somebody said it on Facebook, and they're right. I won't call their name out because I don't want y'all to attack her. Attack me. I can take it. But she said it right. She said, if I'm keeping it a buck, some of these therapists, let me add to that, counselors, coaching, because, this work that I do, this is the popular thing now. So now everybody coaching. Most of these people are in this for money. And you can tell when you get in front of them because they have no real tools. There are levels to this. If you have been with me longer than a year and you have no tools to be better and you have seen no progress, I have failed you. I have absolutely failed you if you have seen me for the last year and you don't have no tools and you're in the same spot. It only take my clients 2 sessions. Most of my clients after 1 session, yeah, it might be a cry session, but after 1 session, they're like, oh my God, this is going to be different. I know. Shouldn't take all day. And some of y'all been in therapy for 10, 15, 5, 20 years. You're dealing with the same stuff. Something not right. Listen, y'all, I hope this made sense. If it did, I want you to type church in the comments with 3 R's. And then I want you to remember you've got 2 jobs. 1, be better today than what you were yesterday. And 2, don't forget what I told you.